In July, the media released a story of a young man responding to an attempted mass shooting. This young man, who I will not personally name in this video, supposedly engaged this would-be mass shooter with a concealed handgun, 10 rounds of ammunition, and ultimately ended the life of that evil prick. Now, I probably already am reading the future by saying half of you are going to be pissed at me within the first 30 seconds of this video because I refuse to name the good guy. Stick around, I have my reasons, and I promise it is not a knee-jerk reaction. There is purpose behind my words. The remaining 50% of you are probably good with waiting until I explain myself further, and I appreciate your patience, and I think in general our culture can learn from your example. So how about we dissect truth prior to sensationalizing a situation? Okay, Jared, we get it. Let's take an intentional pause, wait for facts, then react accordingly. But what about you guys? Didn't you run a version of the Dickens drill that we've seen floating around on various pages? Simple answer is yes, we did run a drill, and in fact, it is still live on our page, and it's a great chance for you all to run the drill and enter to win an epic prize pack. So here's my question. Am I a hypocrite, or is there some substance to my introduction of this video? My challenge to you would be to watch the full video, then hit me in the comments at the end, and you let me know. I posted a video early in August running what we dubbed the Indiana Slammer. This drill is shot on a USPSA target at 40 yards with a concealed handgun, and it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that we framed this drill around the situation in Indiana. But we got some pushback naming it the Indiana Slammer and not the Dickens drill like everybody else. So why are we willing to jump on the bandwagon on one hand, yet divert away from the crowds on the other? It's because what we do here is influenced by our decisions, not the ebbs and flows of social media. It's that simple. But one thing did stand out to me through this entire situation. I saw quote unquote vetted, credentialed instructors and leaders in the industry absolutely bashing anybody who's running a drill even similar to the Dickens drill. I watched as these leaders of the community slandered anybody who dared run this drill. Now, I don't have a personal beef with anyone who shared their opinion, but I do believe that their position is a bit flawed. And the instructors that I saw hammering folks running the drill had essentially a few points that seemed consistent among them all. And I wanted to lay out their points so we could dissect them. The first point that I saw consistently was there's no way a bad guy would ever stand around at 40 yards to get shot 8 times. Number 2, there's no way that this gentleman landed 8 out of 10 rounds at 40 yards in a situation like that. Number 3 that I saw is there's no way he had clear shots for 10 rounds to not hit bystanders at 40 yards inside of a mall. Number 4, the drill itself is flawed. Number 5, we are rewarding misses by allowing 2 misses in the rules of these quote-unquote Dickens drills. Number 6 was people should be training distance with pistols anyway, not waiting for a situation like this to begin training. Number 7, I saw anyone running the drill is just jumping on the quote-unquote bandwagon. Number 8 that I saw consistently was any company or person running this drill or any variant of this drill is just riding hype. Number 9, nothing has been verified in the shooting, so we don't actually know what went down. I largely stayed out of the entire conversation with the many people I saw posting this sentiment, but a few times I did jump in and get a little bit spicy. So why would I get involved at all? Well, to put it simply, most people who were complaining were doing exactly what they accused others of doing. They were simply jumping on the latest trend of slamming whatever happens to be popular to slam at that moment. So which one is worse? That's a rhetorical question. Honestly, you have to answer that for yourself. So what is my position on the 9 points above, you might ask? Well, to start, let me explain why I did not use this Good Samaritan's name in the initial Indiana Slammer monthly drill video. Keep in mind, I got some flack for not calling the good guy out by his name. I got even more flack for not naming our version of the drill, the Dickens drill. In the drill video, I explained briefly why I wasn't using his name, and the main reason is I don't know the facts. I'm absolutely unwilling to take any media's word as gospel. If there is anything that we've learned over the last 3 years especially, it is that the media absolutely lies and sensationalizes all fronts all the time. That was my first reason. I'm not going to use my platform to give clout to somebody that I don't know personally, and I have not been able to verify personally the situation fully. Do I believe that this gentleman responded with valor and courage? Based on what I know, I would answer that with a solid yes. I would say that from the information that I have, he acted accordingly and ended up saving a ton of lives. The second reason that I refused to follow the trend was simply due to privacy. Remember the Kyle Rittenhouse situation? His entire life was flipped upside down. He most likely will never have privacy for the rest of his life. The same thing can be said for this young man in Indiana. Whether he wants it or not, his life is forever changed. Imagine having your name run 24/7 through media outlets and countless social media pages for weeks or months. Your privacy and sense of security is absolutely destroyed. So out of respect for him, I chose to not run his name on the drill that we posted. Those are my two main reasons. And honestly, maybe you agree, maybe you don't. To be frank, we wanted to use the situation to raise people's awareness. The reality is you might need to respond with a compact or concealed pistol at distance, and you should be training distance regularly for that reason. It sort of sounds like I'm agreeing with the sixth point on the naysaying instructors list. Kind of weird, right? Let's dive into that list. The first point about a bad guy standing around to take 8 rounds honestly has no relevance to my mission. I'm not here to say he did or didn't stand still and eat 10 bullets or 8 bullets. I would agree this is a point that is very much unverified, but I don't think that it holds weight against the drill and the purpose of it itself. 2 and 3 goes somewhat together. Landing 8 rounds at 40 yards isn't really that difficult with good fundamentals. I do have skepticism about the distance, and considering the fact that it was a mall, 40-yard shots are in fact inherently risky. Does that change the purpose of the drill or take away from it? I'm not honestly sure that it does. Number 4 stated that the drill itself is flawed, and I'm going to circle back on that point. We're going to cover point number 4 in a little bit here. Number 5 stated that we are rewarding misses, and I disagree with this position. The drill was never meant to be gospel, and it wasn't even supposed to reinforce any particular aspect of shooting outside of just quality basic fundamentals. Is it wise to allow error with no negative consequence in all drills? No, I don't think it is. And I think many haters are reaching for reasons to hate anybody doing anything even mildly trendy. Point 6 is that people should already be training at distance and shouldn't wait for situations like this to start. And look, I actually agree with this. We should all be shooting further than 5 yards. But who am I to judge what kicks someone's butt into gear and gets them out training? This is the whole reason we dropped our own version of this drill. I hope that a situation like this sparks people into action. And as leaders in the community, I believe that we can sometimes jump on the trend in order to achieve that end goal. That ties into the 7th point I laid out, that everyone doing the drill is just hopping on a trend. So, does that hurt you inside somehow? See my previous point, and 8 is much the same, claiming that any company or person running the drill is simply riding hype. To me, this is just another bash at anyone or any company running a variant of this drill, even if their reasoning is just. Point 9 is one I also agree with. Very little is verified about the specifics of the situation, and while that is definitely the case, does this mean that anyone running the drill is dumb? I don't think so at all. Look, I see many flaws inside of this community. I often see these instructors, and to be frank, they just like to complain. There's no better way to put it. They just like to jump on a bandwagon of complaining, and I look at this as just a bunch of old grumpy men just slamming anything they didn't create or design or have any input into. Many of the instructors are people I really respect, but I still think that they're off base. Ultimately, here's my final take on the drill. Run it or don't. But choose to run it or choose not to based on your analysis and decision making. Don't let the internet instructor gurus make the decision for you. I think that the situation sounds remarkable. A young man in the right place with the right tool was able to take down someone hell-bent on murdering innocent people. This is exactly what we want to see happening across this country. But I also do agree with some of the points of the aforementioned instructors, which is why we framed the drill the way that we did. Ultimately, I think if a situation like this is enough to get people geared up, trained up, and ready to confront evil, then that's a win for our culture in general. Who am I to tell people what should or should not motivate them to become better trained with their firearms? I think there are definitely people who simply wanted to monetize on the situation selfishly, and I also think that there are people who genuinely just want people to take their training more seriously. And for that reason, I think you should think for yourself and ultimately decide, is this a situation that sparks you to train better? Or do you let other people on your Instagram feed simply influence you because they think that the drill is dumb? Let me know in the comments what you all think about this situation and the drill. And if you want to get in on the drill, there is still time. I will put a link to the original drill video in the description. Go back after this video, check that out, give it a run. Doesn't take much ammunition. It is pushing a good skill set that I think is valuable for you all to explore. Post your time up on Instagram, follow all the instructions in that description, and you might win some epic prizes when we announce in September. For anybody that is looking to support our team and what we're doing here, we just launched our new brand, Arcane, and Arcane is a brand formed around the idea of becoming formidable and being defiantly free. So as you guys all know, we had optics over on the TA Targets website along with a bunch of different gear. So things like my PD Pro binos right here, Wilcox G24 mounts, we've got PVS 14s, helmet mounted, handheld, weapon mounted thermal, all kinds of goodies. We have them now over on the Arcane website. Another awesome product that we released, just giving you guys some examples of what we have going on, are the mag shingles that we released over on Arcane. So we're sewing these up in a couple different configurations, and I purpose built these. And keep in mind, guys, you're the first ones to hear about this, but I purpose built these in order to work inside of my Vertex bags like the Transit Sling 2.0. So they mount inside the bag up against the loop. They've got hook on the back, and they give you a way to carry spare magazines with you inside of your backpack everywhere. Another product that we have on the website, just giving you guys another idea, are the little bullet baggies that we have. So these are little bags that are black on the outside. They are blaze orange on the inside, and they have a zipper on the front. Couple tabs here if you want to try to shock cord these to anything or mount them somewhere inside of your bag. I use the small one here for little batteries, so like CR123s, some of the 2032 batteries for red dot, 1632 red dot batteries. This is the 5x5 bag, by the way. The 5x8 bag I like to use for all of my little pouches with 18650 batteries. You could put any small gear, medical kits, things like that inside of these little baggies. And the reason I called them bullet baggies at the very beginning was because I wanted a good solution to fit in any bag where I could house ammunition loose for these range days. So you just never know when you need a little bit of extra ammo on your range day. So these bags are able to also hold a bunch of ammunition if that's something that you find that you need. Cool part about these different bags is they are very inexpensive. You can add them to your kit. You can keep your gear organized. And Arcane is all about coming up with realistic solutions for your day-to-day carrying. But not only that, but making you formidable, giving you the tools to become a force to be reckoned with, and also pushing that quality training just like we're doing here over at TA Target. So if you guys want an awesome way to support us, a couple things you could do: go check out the website. There's going to be a link in the description. While you're on the website, sign up for that newsletter. That would mean the world to us. And also share the website with your friends. Check out the Arcane YouTube channel, and there's nothing live there yet, but subscribe. Give us a subscription because you know we're going to have some awesome content coming over there very soon. So guys, that's it for the updates for Arcane. I'd appreciate you guys checking it out. Let me know what you thought about this entire video. Let me know what you think about these quote-unquote Dickens drills and this entire situation surrounding that Indiana mall shooting. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave them down in the comment section. As always, guys, we appreciate you tuning into this video. Thank you for the support. We'll catch you in the next one.